Donald Trump, whether he likes it or not, his term is coming to an end. And he's going to go to jail unless he does the quickest thing and drink poison.
When Julius Malema warned Donald Trump back then, people laughed. People laughed and some dismissed him as radical. Others, they called him empty talk. But what if that warning was never meant for Trump alone? What if it was meant for Africa, the global south and black people? Because what I'm seeing right now, what Malema said and what Malema warned is what DJT is doing. Okay? First of all, I want you to watch this clip of Julius Malema first and then we talk about it.
The world will never forgive Donald Trump for what he did by destabilizing the whole world and undermine the international law. His day is coming, and we must not be worried about a man who speaks about politics, yet he knows nothing about politics. How do you say, I don't follow international law, I follow my emotions, how I feel? What kind of politics are those? He's simply telling you his empty head. The only thing that makes people respect him is because he's white. But otherwise, ya Donald Trump, it's a stupid. When you see him, every time when he appears on TV, you must say, Nangu Satan, so that all our children know that Donald Trump is a devil that wants to destabilize the world peace, and we are for peace, we are for unity, we are for the freedom of all people of the world. We don't fight white people, we fight white supremacy. When you challenge them, they want to use you as an example. I've been an example for the rest of my life, and I will be an example even in my grave. I will never retreat. I will never surrender to white supremacy. No prison can make me to retreat from my ideas. No death will threaten me to retreat from my ideas. Nobody will ever intimidate me and change me for who I am, because I am black and I'm proud to be black, because I'm a voice of the black people and I'm proud to be the voice of black people. Kill me now if you want to kill me. Kill me, coward. You are scared of a political debate. You use court to settle the political differences. I am not scared of prison, neither am I scared of death. When I joined the struggle, I knew three things might happen to me. They will either arrest me or they will either kill me. If they don't kill me, I will attain my freedom. We fight for the freedom. We are not scared of death. We are not scared of prison. We are scared of poverty. We are scared of unemployment. We are scared of being landless. We are scared of living without our dignity as black people. Comrades, you must be strong as leaders of the revolution. For because they will never love the revolution. They went to take Maduro from Venezuela without any due process, without the respect of the international law. If they can arrest a president of a country without following the law of the world, who are we? We are ready for them. We must never ever be shaken by a court that is informed by hatred, that is informed by politics of AfriForum. AfriForum is nothing. They must pray that the EFF must never be a government in South Africa, because the day the EFF becomes a government in South Africa, we are going to lock up all AfriForum members because they are terrorists, because they are anti-South Africa. They undermine our country and its freedom and its constitution. That's why they established Orania. When the constitution says we must come together, they continue to want to stay alone in isolation of black people. We are not the ANC. We are not scared of AfriForum. Fighters, the law of this country will prevail against racism. No racism can prevail over the law. Any ruling that is unjust, any ruling that doesn't follow the law and the Constitution doesn't deserve our respect. We must never respect anyone who uses the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa to perpetuate racism, to perpetuate white supremacy. Let's make sure that as fighters, we educate our people. What the Boers did, they took out the brains and left us with empty heads. We must refill the heads of our people with ideas that are going to liberate them. The day we said we want the land of our people to be returned to our people without compensation, that is the day we committed crime in South Africa. That's why they hate us. They want to continue to be in charge of the stolen land. This is our land. No sheep came with a land when they came from Europe. They found this land here. And we are right when we say this is our land. We'll expropriate it without compensation. Whether they like it or not, we will nationalize the mines. We will establish the state bank. We'll make sure that the people of South Africa participate in the economy of South Africa without any hesitation. Comrades, let us make sure we bring the economy of South Africa to look like Parliament of South Africa. By how Parliament looks, you can see who are the majority. Majority are black Africans and minority are whites. That's how the economy should be. The majority of the economy must be owned by majority of South Africans, and majority of South Africans are black Africans. So we will fight this fight until we win. If we don't win this fight, we would have laid a firm foundation for future generations to come and take the spear and continue the battle for economic freedom in our lifetime. No child is going to follow cowards. When you are scared of prison, no child will join the struggle for economic freedom because they know that those who came before them, they were scared and did not do anything. Comrades, let us be in the forefront of restoring the dignity of black people so that when we die, our children come to our graves to come and salute, but go to the grave of Ramaphosa and pee on that grave and say, here lies a sellout which did not return the land of our people into the hands of the rightful owners. You must die a revolutionary. And being a revolutionary doesn't mean giving people RDP houses. There is nothing revolutionary about RDP. There is nothing revolutionary about patching a pothole. There is nothing revolutionary about creating jobs. Revolution means a complete overhaul of the system and introduce a new system that is going to benefit the majority of our people. Who are this majority? The working class of South Africa must be the one that benefits when the revolution wins at the end of the day. The revolution means we must replace white supremacy with the dignity of black people restored in South Africa, Africa, and the world. Friends of the only organization, differences aside, to come and defend the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa. Lelebetu acknowledge MKP is also here to support the revolution. Comrades, we are saying to you, your discipline is something else. Some of you traveled for 2 days. Those who come from Limpopo, when they go back, they are going to arrive on Sunday. But we must thank the TG. TG and all leaders who made a contribution to make sure that you travel safe. We want to appeal to the bus drivers. If you feel tired, park on the side and sleep. You must not insist on driving a bus because you are going to kill the future of South Africa. One EFF member who dies, you must know 100 people lose hope because that fighter passed away. So do not destroy the hopes of the masses of our people. We send our condolences to those children who died in Gauteng in an accident that could have been avoided. We say to the taxi drivers, we need to change our behavior because you are carrying the future of South Africa. Our children cannot be transported like you are transporting potatoes, like you are transporting cabbages. You must know in that taxi there is one head which is going to change the life of that particular family. And when you kill those children, you are killing the future of South Africa and the hopes of that family. Fighters, we must never get discouraged. It doesn't matter what the magistrate decide. The revolution continues. We know why we are being attacked. We are attacked because we are the only black authority. We are the only black people who speak and other people listen. They do not listen to anyone except the EFF, even when they pretend not to love the EFF. But when the EFF speaks, every black person wants to hear. What did the EFF say on this matter? That's what white people are scared of. They are scared of a black authority. We are the black authority, and we speak for black people with authority, and we don't doubt ourselves when we speak for the voiceless people who are oppressed by white supremacy in South Africa. The white people who brought us to this court, it is because they don't like being challenged. And the illiterates will not know the difference. It's up to you, the ground forces, to go door to door explaining to them that we don't hate white people. We are one thing. How can we be internationalists in outlook yet don't want white people? Internationalism is constituted by all different kinds of people, including white people. How can a Marxist organization hate white people and love Karl Marx? Because Karl Marx was white, Lenin was white. So why do you subscribe to the philosophy of the people who are white and they say you hate white people? It's not true. There is no white genocide in South Africa. There is black and white love in South Africa. Every white person who loves a fellow black brother is our brother. We will do everything in our power to defend those white people who love South Africa and who love our own people. But if you come with a tendency of AfriForum, we'll make sure that you don't enjoy the peace we enjoy. Fighters, I want to thank all of you for your discipline. I want to thank your leaders for your discipline. when you leave here, you repeat exactly what you did when you were coming here. We are coming back on the 15th and 16th of April because today we were having our own witness she took the whole day. And by the way, it was a white woman, an Afrikaner, who was invited by the EFF to come and talk about how beautiful is Julius Malema. So when you say we hate white people, Julius Malema was being described by a white Afrikaner woman in court. Ario is so sweet. Hey. But what's the problem? He's a bull. He says, He's not a bull. If he doesn't agree, he comes across as being very pushy, and you can misunderstand him. But otherwise, he's very good. Abujala makhuwa kwa sesheu ke faba to ba sokola ba 700 every day at 3 o'clock ke ba fa dijo is more than a year now. This racist. So why do you tell me about that? How does that have to do with anything? Because atsebi sokolo o legendary ya utswiwa le papara mo fa di khomu tsa utswiwa tsa utswetswa black people. That's why we'll never understand the importance of the soup kitchen. That's what racism does. Racism, when it shows its ugly face, it never knocks a door and say, hello, I'm here, I am racist. You must listen to the connotation of the utterances of a white person to know if this white person is racist or not. Once you say, what is soup kitchen? What does that have to do with anything? You can hear that she's offended that 700 people, black people, are eating every day. If it was according to her, those 700 people should be eating from the dustbins of white people. And the EFF said, hell no, they will not eat from the dustbins of white people. So let's go, comrades, and look after our communities and look after our families. You will never take care of a community if you can't take care of your family. You must look after your family. And looking after your family does not mean you must have money. Just show them love. Give them a hug and remind them how many times a day, how much you love them.
Yo, welcome back. Now, before understanding the warnings, first you must understand the man, Julius Malema. Who is Julius Malema? First of all, I love him. He always spoke how it is. He always speak the truth. You know, Julius Malema is not a diplomat, but he is not trying to be liked Western media. Malema is a political disruptor. He comes from the point, the post-apartheid generation, from the youth unemployment, from landlessness, from economic exclusion. And that means what? That means because unlike many African leaders who beg for Western validation, Malema openly rejects it. And that alone makes him dangerous to the system. And that's why he was being revoked from going to the USA. He was being cancelled to go to the USA. Because why are you going to cancel this man? It's because he talks the truth. The reason why he was cancelled is because what he's speaking is the reality. Okay? Malema did not want Trump because Trump was special, but he wanted Trump because Trump represented something bigger. You know, Trump always symbolizes what? Symbolizes Western arrogance, symbolizes white nationalistic confidence, symbolizes the belief that power is permanent. Okay? Now, Trump spoke openly, not politely, about dominance. He spoke about sanctions. He spoke about punishment. He spoke about shithole countries, you know. And Malema understood something most leaders don't understand. When power speaks without shame, resistance must speak without fear. So Malema did that. Okay? Malema did that. And let me be clear, I'll say this, Malema was not saying, I don't like Trump. He was actually saying, the era of Trump is ending. The era Trump represents its ending. The warning was that you cannot threaten Africa forever. You cannot exploit land forever. You cannot insult people forever. You cannot rule by fear forever. So Malema was warning that intimidation has diminishing returns, and history proves that too. Okay? And where the West is miscalculated is that Africa today is not Africa of 1960s. Africa today is not Africa of 1994 or Africa of 1980. This Africa today has young population. This Africa today has internet access. This Africa today has historical awareness. It has global connection and no emotional attachment to Western approval. So Malema warned Trump that Africans' youth no longer fear the West. And once fear is gone, control collapse. Okay? Now, the warning about Malema was really for Africans, and that is critical. Malema was not speaking to Trump. He was speaking past Trump. He was speaking to African youths. He was speaking to Black Americans. He was speaking to Caribbeans. He was speaking to the diaspora. And the message was very clear. Stop looking to the West for permission to exist. And Trump was simply the symbolic target. Okay? Malema warned that when the West loses molarity authority, it turns to sanctions. It turns to IMF pressure. It turns to media demoralization. It turns to democracy narrative. And you saw what happened to South Africa. Just because South Africa is not aligning so much with the West, it has bricks in it. Sanction came by. Just because South Africans are demanding their land back, sanction came by. Just because South Africans, they just want equality, sanctions come by. Trump used sanction openly. And Malema warned that sanctions exposes weaknesses, not strength, because strong empires trade and weak empires punish. That's how it is. And the core of Malema warnings is land. Malema repeatedly says political freedom without economic freedom is a lie. And Trump's worldview defended the private property built on concrete, the colonial era economic structure. But Malema warned that land injustice is a ticking time bomb. Ignore it long enough and the explosion becomes inevitable. And you see what is happening. So Malema is a good guy, just sending warning. We all need to have leaders who are bold and strong to talk about these issues, our own issues of our own people. We don't have to fear. What are we fearing? We don't have to fear. Okay? And Western media rarely debates Malema argument. They just attack his tone. They don't say what he has talked about. They attack how he speaks. You know? We need to check on that. I hope you've listened to the video. Let's meet to another episode.